are the Tech Shamans. We understand cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
About the printer. Good morning, everybody. Holy cow, it's Monday once again.
Monday?
Yes, it's been a
Wait,
rough
Monday happened?
Monday happened.
This has been the longest month in a single day I've ever had. And it's only 11 o'clock. So we need to ask one of the guys, we have interns this week. Actually, we need to have you guys run up to the printer and bring us our show notes. Thank you very much.
Chop,
I
chop,
appreciate it.
chop, chop.
Yeah, you have to walk in front of the camera. That is what it is.
No, you can crawl. You're an intern.
Crawl, you can intern.
Crawl under the camera.
I
That's
just can't wait to
absolutely
see how
fine.
the coffee
Don't
tastes.
you dare block the camera angle. Knees.
I'm not
kneel
sure he
before
could. I'm not
Zod.
sure he could actually fit
Aha,
under a
see,
camera.
he chose to walk in front of my camera, and so therefore...
You guys are so mean.
That'll teach you.
Yeah, it's so mean.
People are
Anyway,
mean.
so yeah, welcome to Tech Shamans.
Hello.
How was your weekend? What'd you do this weekend?
What did I do this weekend? This weekend, I made a tabletop. And so that we can play tabletop games properly. As some of you are aware, we've added on a new studio. And in that new studio, we are actually creating something really phenomenal that nobody else out there has. And if you don't mind me yakking a little bit about it, I will.
Hold on a sec. Come on.
No, you just got to go in front of my camera. He's fine. There he goes. Oh, intern.
Attaboy.
Intern. External intern.
External internal. There
Show
you go.
notes.
Not that I don't have them in front of me.
Now
These
Huntley,
links are not
Brinkley.
I know. It's this old paper.
So is this
It's
like
old
Huntley,
paper.
Brinkley, and Rufus?
I
Or
guess
what,
so.
What are we going to do
Look
here?
at the pink.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that went on to page 3 just for that tree hater?
Tree hater.
Tree hater.
Anyway, so yeah, you built a...
Yeah, so we put up a game table that was inspired by one of the most popular game shows out there, right? Not game show, but RPG shows out there right now, Critical Role. And because it's actually quite functional if you want to stream. And so what we've done is we've created a studio that is appropriate for people who want to professionally stream their games. And if you know anybody that is serious about playing and is thinking about creating their own program, have them give us a call. This place is phenomenal. It's got the cameras, it's got the audio, it's got the lighting, it's got everything so that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to break down your living room or dedicate your garage or anything like that. The studio is completely set up, and we can take comfortably up to a table of 7 players right now, 3 players and 1 DM. And
6 players and 1 DM.
yes, 3 on each side.
Yes.
On each side was silent.
Let me see if I can send. I'm going to send Rob a picture.
Okay, yeah.
Because
apparently you can get hit by a TIE fighter, and your poor droid is going to take it, but that's fine.
He'll take it like a droid.
Take it like a droid. There you go. Oh, we have a new phrase. I like that. Take it like a droid.
Take it like a droid.
But we have this new capacity here. I don't think anybody's ever done this before. We've created a professional play space studio. Now you don't have to use it for shooting. You rent the table basically for the time you're there.
Yeah. If you do that, you can actually put 8 players.
Yeah,
with
we
1
can.
DM.
And so, but it's a little tight at that point. But yes, it can be up to 8 players, and the DM. So I guess the point being, right now we're also working at the surrounding set to make sure that the whole image is there. And when we do this, there's going to be some really exciting perks and everything that go along with the packages. And so you'll have to keep your eye here. Or go over and check out, in a couple of days, nerdisphere.com, nerdisphere.com, and you will start to see some of the amazing things that we're going to be doing there because we love gaming and we love our gamers.
And it's not just for D&D.
No,
It's
no.
for Warhammer. It's for
any
Star Trek.
tabletop.
Any tabletop
There
gun.
she
There's
is.
the picture right
Yeah.
there. So that right there literally can be used. To me, the reason I really love it the most, it's a big Superman emblem.
Yes.
And
yes.
I need the big S in there.
Yes, we were going to, have a big vinyl S put into it on occasion, so that we could call it the Big S table.
The big ass table.
Yep, the Big S table. And as long as you say it out loud, you're going to get beeped.
Say it fast.
But
Say it loud and say it fast.
yeah, there
That's
you
it.
go. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Say
what'd you do this weekend?
it loud.
You ripped stuff out of your house, didn't you?
Yeah, I did
God
some,
have mercy.
work on the house. That put in a new door jamb in my door upstairs. Yeah,
Nice, that's exciting.
that was exciting work.
Wow, I need to do that in about 9 doors. That's
Gotta
I think
fire
going to
the
happen.
interns. No lights are our flickering lights are not on. It's just what is
Who are these
going-
guys?
What is going on?
And why are they
Man.
still drawing no paycheck?
I know, right?
Unbelievable.
God,
Why are they
give
still
them
drawing no-
one job. One job. Anyway,
One job per minute.
so yeah, and I took a ride up to Inverness.
Inverness, Scotland?
No, I.
That's a long hike from here.
I know.
What'd you do?
Oh, the other Inverness.
Okay, so my wife, who is a mortgage expert, because DeSantis declared a state of an emergency during this wind event that we had, every house that was in
Oh,
The cone of
in that
Silence,
was in,
yeah.
they get ready to close, you have to go back and get a new a picture taken to make sure it didn't blow down. So yeah.
yeah. Well, there you go. And so she had one
And then
ready
we
for
went
closing.
by,
and so
looked at a new place to go camping called Rock Crusher. Rock Crusher.
Rock Crusher.
It was very nice, but
I would go to a place called Rock
But
Biter.
if you read the rules, it was like it's an HOA. You're trying to stay in an HOA. I'm like, I ain't doing that.
yeah.
Can't do this. Can't have this. If you have a
Not
RV
a
that's
campground.
over than 10 years old, you had to get special permission to go camping in.
That is not a campground. That is a permanent dwelling for
Right.
snowbirds.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That is
So
a
we're
trailer
like,
park.
well,
That is a trailer park.
Yeah, in my mind,
That is
it
not a
trailer park.
campground.
Right,
Okay, that's
so-
and that's what we're going to call it. And they can go ahead and call it whatever they want, but that's a trailer park, not a campground. I know I just
Exactly.
ticked off 3 of our viewers, but get over it. Reality's still there,
Three.
kids.
They're all 3. So the first thing we're going to jump into is, and we knew this was going to come. They were just going to push it. Apple accuses Facebook of disregard for the user privacy.
oh, we kind of knew that.
Right. It's like it's
It's the whole
Well-
foundation of Facebook, isn't it?
well, yeah, to be
Right.
tracked, abnormally too much. So
It's the pixels that let them know every place you've been, and as long as you've got the Facebook app on your phone, it's going to track every hit
Right.
of that pixel.
Exactly.
And or if you have it open in the browser on your phone, it's going to do the same thing, or the browser on your computer or anywhere. Apple has been developing an alert system that basically says, here's who's tracking you and what they're telling
Yep.
people. And excuse me, honestly, my feeling is this move, this statement, this shot across the bow, so to speak, is pure PR.
Yeah.
This is
It
pure
is.
PR by Apple in order to go, hi, we're going to help you take care of your privacy. And in order to do that, we're going to just blow crap up.
Yep.
Okay, and that's what they've done here. And they've just started, a media war with Facebook in order to do it.
And you know what they say? Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, all
Even
ink
if
is good
Even
ink.
if it's bad.
All ink is good ink.
Supposedly bad.
Yeah, and in this case, Apple shot first. Imagine if Facebook came out and got the first shot off.
Right.
Their argument would be, oh, they're going to make it harder for you to see the things you like, and you're not going to be able to, communicate as easily with your, the places where you shop. They're not going to be able to see what's going on. Which, one of the topics I was going to bring up was actually GA4. Okay, this week, and I meant to put that in the show notes, and I apologize. But my other topic's really short, so maybe we can add GA4 in, okay, because that's also going to be important, and it kind of ties into this. So if you don't mind me segueing
Yeah, go
into
ahead.
GA4,
Okay. We don't have
GA4.
we don't have anything for it, but that's all right.
No, it's Google Analytics 4. Okay, and everybody's going GA4? What were the first three? Wait a minute. You know? It's like,
Well,
it's
GA1
like-
and GA2 and GA3. They
yeah,
didn't
it's like,
cut it?
where's Windows 9? Did anybody see Windows 9? Where'd that go? Okay, you know, did you
Wait
put
a
it
minute,
under
there was a
there?
Windows 9?
Where's Windows 9? Yeah, it went from
9.1?
8 to 10, you know?
Yeah, right.
But in this case, GA4 is where they're going to merge their platforms. They've got one platform that is designed. Here's the problem. When you're using Google Analytics and you're on, the business side of it, you're looking at it and it's tracking activity. And that's all it ever tracks is activity. So you're on your website and you're looking, and I had a person go to this page and they went to this page and they went to this page and they bought something. Great! How'd they get to your page? Well, they kind of know they might have come from Facebook, or they kind of know they might have come from a search, whatever it is, okay?
Right.
But what if they didn't? What if you're like, where'd they come from? Oh, they came from Facebook. Oh, that's great. I have 9 ads running on Facebook. Which one worked?
Right.
You don't know. Okay, that's the problem, is they're following activity, they're not following the users.
Right.
Now, the problem is there's actually no way to follow the user, okay, without getting into like super spy state crap.
Right, right.
So what they've done, though, is they are applying machine learning to the platform, because they had a platform, and the name escapes me right now because, again, I wasn't quite prepared for it, but it was designed to track apps and app activity and app behavior. We're within the app, and once people left the app, and so it was there for the apps. So what they've done, and they already have that dashboard up and running, and it's like nobody uses it. But it's actually using this data in this way in order to have machine learning begin to understand and recreate the back pathways of where people came from specifically. So it's actually not even a tracking device. What it actually is a best guess device, and they want everybody to start activating it for their websites. Because as soon as you activate it, it starts learning. It starts learning about your customers. It starts learning about your shoppers and your visitors. And it starts backtracking and recreating everything it can from them and learning about their behavior, so that in a year, when it finally becomes their default dashboard, that is all you have, okay, that data will actually make sense to you. So that is what's coming up with, or it's already here with Google Analytics 4. They
Right.
released it in mid-October. But so that's what's happening with GA4.
Okay.
And that's, yeah.
So that means that we need to jump down to this article. We'll backtrack.
whatever.
Okay. We're gonna, a low code and no code approaches rise. Arise. Developers brace for a new challenge because of the very thing you're talking about.
Machine learning.
Right.
Yeah.
It really does. There's, the COVID has made it where it really needs to work on their coding platforms.
There's a guy out there. He put his money. He was one of these, Silicon Valley wonder childs who
I want to be a wonder.
made $300 million off a deal, and he started developing a new software agency that they started in the banking industry, finance.
Oh, okay.
All these banks want to have their own apps.
Right.
And they all have all of this, stuff that has to be, that has to meet specs. Well, they realized, guys, and every bank was going out and starting from scratch. So they went out and they said, hold on a minute, we can build an app for this. And so they went ahead and they created a platform in which the bulk of the code is already pre-built. And you just basically drag and drop the pieces you want in your app. And it's saving like 80% on the development budgets for these finance houses.
And that's why they call it low code, no code.
Exactly, because it's all pre-coded for you. Drag and drop, and that kind of technology has been the bane of coders in terms of their employment. What they've had to do is really up their game and create more sophisticated, fancy, amazing drag and drop stuff, and the person with the best drag and drop software wins.
Right.
And so this is where they're at now. But the fact of the matter is, it's putting a lot of coders out of work,
Right.
Because it's a lot of low-level coders.
Right.
If you remember, the great example of this was that Microsoft certification program that they had. Come on out, you'll have a $40,000 a year job, and
Yes.
everybody did it. And so there was just a flood in the market, and so everybody was like, I'll do it for $5 an hour because I'm broke. And so you ended up with a lot of, $10,000 a year jobs instead of $40,000 a year jobs. Right. And that whole thing just went away anyway.
Right.
But in this case, the coders the good ones are there's going to be place for them. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, the simple stuff is all being replaced. And we should distinguish between an algorithm, artificial intelligence, and machine learning.
Right.
Those are three different things. And for example, we have one client who does an enormous amount of work with machine learning. And, an algorithm, you set a formula and it follows the formula. Artificial intelligence is, the holy grail, whereby it watches and learns, okay, from, you give it some guidelines, and then it goes out and it learns. Machine learning is sort of a hybrid of the two, but one off. Because what that does is it runs permutations. It just keeps running potentials. So you want to find the best avenue, okay, to get from here to the pizza place. Artificial intelligence looks at it and says, I understand that there's a toll road and it's 4 miles faster, and then it can do this, so let's go ahead and send them this way. Your algorithm comes out and says, I just look at the highest speed limits times the shortest distance, and that's how I get it. Machine learning says, let's try this one, let's try this one, let's try this one, let's try this one. And in a split second comes back and goes, here's your fastest route right now.
Right.
Okay?
Almost like the G4. GA4.
Yeah, GA4. Yes, exactly. That is machine learning, in which it's going to watch all your permutations and then create even more in its own head, okay, and then move those calculations forward so that it can give you, because remember, Google makes all of its money off being successful for you.
Right.
Google goes out of business if you don't make any money using Google. Right. So their job is to make their product as effective as possible. And the more effective they can make this using the machine learning, the more successful you will be using it, which means, of course, they can charge more for it.
Right, exactly.
Oh, and I just want to say this as a learning thing. Do not look up into those lights while you're talking, because now everything is just polka dots everywhere. Okay, I got nothing.
Welcome to my world.
Yes.
All right.
I've actually never done that on the show before, but I just did it now, and now I'm paying for
So,
it.
Mr. Coders, all you low-end coders, if you want to keep job security, you better
Up your game.
up your game.
Up your game constantly.
Or you can go work for a friend of ours. You can go work for a game and get paid in tokens. I mean, there's a game developer out there that shall not be named, and World of Warcraft guys.
World of Warcraft.
They're paying their guys in swag.
Wow.
World of
Yeah.
Warcraft swag. And the thing is, it's not even like real swag. It's like virtual swag.
swag.
It's like you get to put this as your avatar. Aren't you glad you wrote that piece of code for us?
Awesome.
Wow.
Wow. Isn't that awesome?
We know you're addicted. You must keep coding.
Hey, you want the game to be better? Here's how you do it.
All right, so we're going to jump into Small Business Saturday. Now, you put this in here.
Yes.
I know I've had you talk. This is the most I think you've talked in a while. So, Small Business Saturday 2020, the ultimate guide for small business owners.
Yeah, Small Business Saturday is the day after, of course, Black Friday, in which the large retailers compete with each other to have customers on the floor killing each other. And, all that money then either goes to, Arkansas, or it goes to China. And the money's gone. It basically leaves our local economy.
Arkansas, it is going to China.
Yeah, exactly. It's gone. Okay, so you're not helping your local community. Mm-mm. Keeping your paycheck in your local community is a huge deal. And so Small Business Saturday is a fantastic event. It was actually created by American Express. Okay, they're the ones who started it. They're behind it. They put their money behind marketing it because guess what? They do a lot more credit card payments at local stores with American Express than they do online, which is all Visa and MasterCard. So they really pushed for this, and they've done a great job. But the problem is, wow, hey guys, it's 5 days from now. What have you done to get ready for it? The good news is most of your shoppers are not going to make their choices about where to shop until Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right.
Okay? Excuse me. So you are in prime position right now to put together some kind of package, something special that people can get on Saturday, only on Saturday, at Small Business Saturday. If you're a bookstore, put together a stack of books, okay, from one author. Put together author packs, for somebody as a gift pack. Put together a genre pack, that kind of thing. If you're running an HVAC store, I don't care, okay, put together a cleaning and, whatever service, for only $19, whatever it is, Small Business Saturday. People will not make their choices, okay, until Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, and I don't care how you do it. If you have an email list, God bless you. Mwah, that's wonderful. You can crank out this email in half an hour, and you can get the news out there, and you can send it out every day. Send it out Monday saying only 4 more days until Small Business Saturday. Only 3 more days, whatever, 5 days, you know what I mean. Just have it count down. Tomorrow is Small Business Saturday. Save some of your money, okay, and make sure you have money left over to do this after Black Friday.
Right.
Okay? So you can do it through email. You can do it on social media. I mean, come on. For $3 or $4 a day, you can have an ad campaign that's geographically located right around your store and only talking to your best clients. You want, women age 35 to 55, who are interested in crocodiles. Okay, you can create that kind of a list in there, and you can advertise to those people specifically. You can go for brands, you can go for lifestyles, you can choose it, you can drop it right around your store and pound them with messages about your Small Business Saturday deal. Okay, so this you can do it this week, and you can capture some of those holiday dollars, because you know what? You guys have been pummeled this year, and you can take some of it back right now. The online giants have been killing you in terms of sales. They have been nuking you. Well, this is a chance for your brick and mortar to go out there and make a hell of a difference and to really knock it out of the park. And if you are a virtual company, okay, but you service local areas, you're a small business online, rock and roll with it. Okay, if you're a consultant or a coach or you want to do this and you're a small business, I'm sorry, okay, you are not, you're not Arthur Anderson, okay, which is just a gigantic coaching company, okay, that's great, but that's not you. Okay, you're running out here, you're making, you're making low 6 figures, you're a small business. I'm sorry, okay, you're paying staff out of that, you're subbing out work. That's you. This is your chance to have some kind of special deal for Small Business Saturday and loop people in.
Right. And it's not hard.
No.
It's not hard.
No.
You can do it for pennies.
Yeah, like I said, look, the emails are free. If you have an email list, you win. Okay? If you don't have an email list, then you go out to social media. And like I said, like $5 a day for 5 days. You're spending $25.
Right.
And you will hit. Now, granted, there's a lot of competition right now. Okay. If you really wanted to crank it, I would run out and make a YouTube video. Okay, come on in. We will shoot a video for you.
Yeah,
okay, that helps
us.
this happen.
If you call us, we'll come out.
Yeah.
We'll actually come to your store this week. We'll come, next 3 days, we'll come to your store and we'll film some videos for you that you can put up on your social media.
Yeah. And then you can crank out a deal. And I'll tell you, one of the best deals right now running for advertising rates, there's 2 of them. Rumble. Rumble's fantastic. Okay. But also YouTube. Not enough people are doing YouTube advertising. It's really funny. That's why you got all that crap out there right now. When you're watching YouTube, like, what? And you're watching the same ad 47 times. You go, next. It's because the rates are really low on YouTube advertising.
Really?
And I really don't want to say that out loud because we're going to start doing a lot of YouTube advertising soon. But it's the truth. Okay? It is a great, but you got to have video.
Right.
That's why it's cheap. It's because you can't just grab an image and put it up.
Adam, you got anything going on at AMS Computers for the...
He does now.
I will.
Free benchtop.
What's my Facebook page?
No, mine is going to be Small Business Monday.
Small
I'm gonna be
Business Monday.
Closed on Saturday. I always
you go.
closed. I
Are
closed
you?
for the whole
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
And
yeah.
being a small business, we take that time to be with family and everything. So
That's good.
Oh, that is such
Thursday,
crap. Who are you
Fridays,
kidding?
Saturdays,
You're just-
Sunday. Hey, you got to do it. You got to do it.
yeah.
Family's important, right?
I wouldn't know.
All right. So speaking of,
I sold mine.
you sold
I
yours.
sold mine. Yeah.
They're probably on this new SpaceX launches new NASA satellite and it lands with a boom.
Yeah. Very cool stuff.
I
I
like it.
mean,
It didn't land with a thud.
Yeah, it landed with a roar. The thing is, I look at that, and I'm like, okay, that looks like one of those like Viking long huts,
It does,
longhouses,
doesn't it?
and I'm like, great, we've sent a Viking longhouse into space.
Yep.
That's what
and
we've
it's,
done.
And it's out there to measure the oceans.
Yes, down to like a 9 or like to the centimeter
Yes.
level. Because I mean, there's nothing to hide here. The oceans are rising. The cause can be debated. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, God, look at this landing.
Watch.
love
So
this
freaking
thing.
awesome.
And I love the fact that they're not landing it on a boat. That's even better. That's a digital graphic. That's not the real landing, is it? That looked like a digital graphic. I don't know. But
Well, we've watched the ones land out there on the water.
Yeah.
And the boats are tossing and they still land.
and they still hit it. Of course they do. It's Elon Musk. Oh God, I was listening to a just slight little rabbit hole here. Guy was coaching someone, and and the guy was like all feeling bad. He's a counselor, and he's like, I'm feeling bad because I'm trying to set my goals, I'm trying to meet my goals, and I'm doing okay. The guy's like a multimillionaire. And he's like, but I just don't feel like I'm good enough. I mean, my college roommate is just so far ahead of me, and it bugs me because it's like I always felt like I was better than him, and he's so far ahead of me. He's like, okay, that's fine, I mean, it happens, but I mean, what's he doing? What's he done? And he's like, who's your college roommate? He goes, oh, Elon Musk. He's like, okay, no, don't set yourself up to feel bad because you're not as good as Elon Musk. Right. Okay, I mean, that is a confluence of events that is just like the Steve Jobs story.
Right.
Okay, if Steve Jobs had been in Ohio, there would be no Apple. It's that simple. It wasn't like success found him. He was in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Yep.
And that was it. And so, yeah, compare yourself to your actual peers, not to the outliers. And you'll feel a lot better about your life. There you go. Counseling session's over. Next.
Yes, I did.
All right.
So anyway, just
See, we have private messages in the back
message
here.
going on.
You can't see what we're talking about.
To me, it's very cool. That's it. So this one, Anthony. Actually, we're all gonna.
Which one?
Hollywood, right? This is what Hollywood's saying. We're not in Kansas anymore.
Yep.
I hate.
Where are they?
Where what?
Well, if they're not in Kansas, where are they?
Well, they never were in
marketing
Kansas.
has
That's the
changed.
point.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
The way movies are coming out now, what they're
Yeah.
talking about in this ad. Now,
Oh,
well, look,
okay.
first of all, let
Yeah.
you guys, we scour
Yeah.
the internet for things that we think you guys would be interested in. Sometimes we get very technical, sometimes we don't. Sometimes I like a little bit of fluff. But going into a short week, I figured, we're just going to talk about, but this is a big deal because the way movies have been released in the past has been a big deal. Now it's a bigger deal because they don't have the theaters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have the.
Yeah, you don't have the audience in the
No,
theaters.
exactly. So now they're doing it like the biggest we're talking about right now will be Wonder Woman 1984. It'll be released in theaters and on HBO Max on Christmas Day.
Yes.
So so it's kind of like
So all the Jewish people who aren't going to the Chinese restaurants, they can stay home and watch.
well,
Wonder Woman
I guess
1984.
here's the thing: if you're making money off of HBO Max is paying into it anyway, so. If people are paying to be that's revenue in their pocket anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So and if
Well,
there's
it's
those
like
people,
Mulan.
right?
Mulan for $29.
Right.
Okay, and your whole family could gather around the big screen and
But
watch it.
HBO Max is a subscription base, so if you've already got it, you don't
Well,
have to
so
pay.
is Disney Plus.
Right,
But,
yeah, I know, yeah.
Now it is free, like in 2 weeks on Disney Plus. Mulan will now be
I've already
available.
watched it.
I haven't.
It's really good.
But
I liked it better than the cartoon.
okay, we've been heading this way for a long time, and some of us have been out there trying to pound people over the head, saying, "Look, the days of the giant studio releases are going away. And if you're making independent films and they're good, you're not going to be much different from these guys. And Netflix came out and just knocked it out of the park, proving that theory beyond a shadow of a doubt. Their series and their movies are amazing.
But the only thing, and I'm going to be, this is my issue. I like the theater experience.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like going in. I like sitting back. And well, as long as
You like paying $30 for a tub of popcorn?
whatever. It's you know.
Well, how does the theaters derive their income? They don't derive.
Yeah,
it from the
it's
ticket
not on the
sales.
ticket sales. It's all on the concessions.
No, it's all in the
Right,
concessions.
all-
But
Yeah.
I have no problem going and paying. I know this sounds, I'm not sounding like I'm better than anybody else, but I like that experience. I don't mind paying the food costs. I mean, look, if you don't want to buy the food costs, don't eat.
Don't eat.
Just go watch the movie. But I like the pop, because I don't care how I try it at home, my popcorn is never as good. And I think it's just the sensory.
John's like, my
popcorn's
never.
No,
Never
actually,
that good.
actually, the key to that is the artificial ingredients. It's like a crack in it. It's just
Probably, I
absolutely-
wouldn't doubt
yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
to me, I know Rob and I were talking about this earlier. Is the studios have been trying to get rid of movie theaters for a long time.
They want them out of the way.
Yeah, they want them out of the way.
Yeah, they want direct access.
So
to
this is giving them. But for people like myself, I like Star Wars going into IMAX.
Yeah.
Holy crap! That was you're
Sorry.
like completely. I know. I just named the movie.
No. I had an experience at an IMAX.
I mean,
the,
I
the
would
big
like-
dome in Tampa at Mosey.
Yeah.
Back when that was open.
I
No,
would-
there was a scene. We went there and saw the first Star Wars, the first one, Phantom Menace.
Yes.
I think. And we're in there, and it's funny because it's got this giant dome over the top, and it's got all curved seats underneath. It's like a bowl underneath the dome, and you're
Right.
all sitting there, so you can see everybody in the whole stadium from wherever you're sitting.
Yep.
And it was really funny because there's a scene in which Princess Amidala is wearing the white jumpsuit, and it's very tight, and apparently it's a little cold on Tatooine, which we were led to believe was true. And you could see where she's, and every guy's head went thunk
Yep.
to the bottom left corner of the screen, and then in unison, everyone who had a wife went wham right next to it. It was like it was orchestrated. It was incredible. But
okay,
yes,
but the experience,
it
right?
was amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's nothing like.
I would, me personally, I'd love to go see Mandalorian on IMAX.
Oh yeah, especially.
That's just me, though.
I
mean,
saw
Mandalorian.
Beauty and the Beast for the first time back when it first opened in New York City, at a theater in New York City.
There you go.
And what was weird was this is a crowd that's used to Broadway. And so this is something you won't get watching this at home,
Right.
okay? But they come to the end of the first song, this town, et cetera, et cetera. They come to the climax of that song and it ends, standing ovation.
Right. For a movie.
For a movie.
For a movie.
They were treating it like a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
It completely and everybody's like, wow, this is amazing. And it's like, no, it's a movie. They can't hear you.
Yeah.
Bell is still going. Shh.
So I will never, ever, ever not go to a movie theater unless they close them. I like that experience, and I don't mean to be mean, and I don't like the little ones, the little theaters.
No,
I'll support
no,
those
no,
guys
no.
to watch. I'll support. Like we have Cinema 6. I'll go there to watch stuff, and I have no problem. But I want that big screen, and I want
Big
that.
screen, the
I
big
want
sound.
that.
You ready for
big,
this?
Just
Those theaters are now opening up to small independent filmmakers. This December 4th, I think, Sleepwalker, made by Josh Knopf, who's a friend of mine, is going to be debuting at Cinema 6
Nice.
down here in Newport Richey. Sleepwalker is an homage film that they made, series actually they're working on. And I'll tell you what, these guys are top-notch actors, directors, sound, and visual. You will be blown away by what these guys have created independently. And it's going to be debuting down here on, I think it's December 4th. So, but that's the point. These people now have access to these venues. And they're starting to pick up and use it. Because you can rent a theater now. I think I saw one of them, $99. $99 to rent the theater.
Yep.
And, I mean, you can get a projector. You can rent a projector. okay, from a rental company that will show on a 60-foot screen.
Yep.
Mine will go up to like a 20-foot screen. You know, but you want to do something right, you want to get one of these bad boys.
Or just rent the one they have.
Yeah, you might be able to rent the one they have. It depends. If it's an
They all
IMAX,
have,
it
they,
won't
they
work.
all
But
have
yeah.
a digital.
Yeah.
They all have a
Yeah.
projector for advertising.
Yes. So if you can rent that, you're golden. You can show your movie there
Yep, exactly.
and compete. Now it's time to compete and show that, break the stranglehold.
Yep.
Because I am so sick and tired of Pirates of the Caribbean 9, okay, you know, starring Johnny Depp Jr., you know, I mean, seriously, come on. There are better stories out there that need to be told. Shut up, John, no.
We'll talk about that. We can talk about that, but not on this. That's the wrong show.
Wrong show, wrong show.
All right.
But we have a chance.
Right.
Yes.
All right, so support your local movie theater.
Yes.
Simple as say.
Even, you know what, if you don't want to go, buy a ticket.
Buy a ticket for somebody else.
Just buy a ticket and don't go. At least you're buying a ticket, okay, for whatever it is they're showing. Okay, make a donation.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And if you've got one of those old classic theaters, you know, with a single screen, and they've got the beautiful balconies and all that stuff, you got one of those, donate whatever you can. $5 a month, okay, will make all the difference in the world to them.
Yep, exactly.
And so do it, because what we don't want to do is lose the opportunity to experience the big screen.
Yep.
I've got a 10-foot screen at home, and that's great, okay, but it ain't a big screen. It's not the real thing.
I didn't see this kind of love when drive-ins disappeared.
Because
They
we
did
didn't have a
not.
show at that point.
But
in
wait a
time.
minute, drive-ins didn't disappear.
Yeah, no, they're-
Man, if they made a comeback.
Yeah, right.
We
Yeah.
actually, okay, so that's
Those
kind
are
of
your
funny.
big screens now.
You know, here we go, Bunny Trail. We went up to, and I know we weren't supposed to, Memorial Day,
Yeah, we
we
are.
went to Tennessee,
Yeah.
to up to Chattanooga on
Yep.
Lookout Mountain, and we stayed in the KOA East, which is on Lookout Mountain side of, it's in the valley.
Which is a campground, not a trailer park.
That's right. And as you came up into this place, I'm like going, man, where are we going? It was kind of weird, right?
Banjos.
To the right, there was, so we took a fork in the road, right? So the left was the campground, the right was an outdoor theater.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So at night, while you could see the glow,
Yeah.
and I think some movie had just come out, and I'm like, oh, we should go see that. But we didn't have a car. We
Space
had,
Invaders.
I don't care. I just love going to them myself.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just me.
We have a
nothing
couple of
creepy
them
about
here.
The glowing treetops in the
Where do
woods,
we
you
have
know.
a couple here?
What? Dade City. Dade City's got an awesome drive-in.
There, now that
Yeah,
you say
right on
that,
301.
'cause
It's fantastic. Or 98, yeah,
At Rock
whatever.
Crusher Canyon, there's an amphitheater out there.
Yeah.
But it's
No,
closed.
we have a real drive-in right over here in Dade City. We've been there several times. And I mean, it's got the classic little, snack bar hut where you walk through and you get your French fries, you stand in line. It's just like 1970 revisited.
Really?
I swear to God, they've changed nothing, including the floor.
including the floor. So you stick that
And the toilet seats.
Yeah.
But aside from that, no,
Go
it is
before you go.
fantastic. Now, what it has, though, is it has the speakers out there, but it also has the radio station. So
does
you
it?
just tune in your radio and you get your full surround
Yeah,
sound.
they have to get an FM license for that. Did you know?
No, they don't.
It's
I don't
under-
believe they
so
do.
It's under 5 watts?
Yes.
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
it's right there, right in their little local area,
That
and
is
that's all
so
they're doing.
cool.
Yes, and so it's awesome. You go, you listen to it on your own stereo. You don't have to worry about someone running between the cars and ripping your window out. Those are the good old days, huh? Yeah.
Somebody's got some nice stuff in their car, and all they're doing, boom, boom.
Independence Day. It's like, yeah.
I saw that once again. So Independence Day, when that first came out,
Mm-hmm.
I saw that inside a drive-in theater, and I'll tell you why. That's when I had my back. I had blew my back
Yeah.
out, and I was paralyzed. So we were like, what can we do? So the whole family, and back then we had a Pontiac Transport. That look, you'll
Oh, yeah,
space
yeah,
shuttle looking one,
space
right?
shuttle, yep.
Right. So
Giant front window,
everybody
that helps.
carefully loaded me up in the back of that.
Right.
We drove there, and since you back up and the thing raises up, right, I got to sit on my back, and so we watched Up Periscope as the pre.
Yep.
And then Independence Day.
Yep. No, what we do is we take the pickup truck when we put lawn chairs.
Yes.
And we bring a boom box.
So you can hear.
That's what we put the sound on in the
awesome.
boombox, and we used to bring the kids, and they would lay in front of us, and we'd be in the chairs. You know, they'd have the sleeping bag set out, and they'd lay in the back of the bed, and that was it. And because we backed in, okay, it was set up. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Yep. Anyway, so let's
So
move on.
that's technology for drive-ins.
There you go. So okay, are
all
you like astronomy?
Well, I like it. Yes. I
Do you like astronomy? Do you like the planets?
I do like a good Reuben every now and then.
Okay, my God.
Oh, astronomy. I thought you said pastrami. Sorry, go ahead.
That does sound good.
And I'm a vegetarian, so no, I don't.
Say we're about to witness a super rare planetary alignment.
Oh, this sounded so cool.
100 years. Okay, so
I know. I remember it like it was only yesterday.
I know. It's just a few. Over Christmas, Jupiter and Saturn will get closer to each other in Earth's night sky than they have been for nearly 800 years.
And they will suck the oceans from the earth.
Well, we weren't going to bring in the bad side of this, but hey, it's pretty. Let's look up.
Yeah, look up before we notice that they've
Look
sucked
up
all
and
our
watch
water
all
away.
The dolphins swim away.
So long,
Yeah.
and thanks for all the fish.
Make sure you take your towel.
Yes.
Love that movie. December
yeah.
21st, 2020, 6 p.m.
Oh wow.
It's kind of where it's all going to.
That's
gonna be its
kind
thing.
of interesting because that's the end of the year in some cultures.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the longest night of the year.
Yep. So anyway,
And
that's
we're gonna
I
have
thought
an
I figured we
800-year
would.
event.
I think we.
Oh my God! I wish I'd known about this a year ago. I would have so written a story about this.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Now,
I
so
gotta write fast.
not that so now that we've told you the end of the world's coming on December
As we know it.
21st, do you have a Ring doorbell?
Of course.
Do you have a Ring doorbell?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You're gonna get a kick out of this.
I'm loving this one.
Ring.
This is
Okay,
great.
so they're recalling
I'm gonna
a
let you
lot
guys talk
of
about it,
the
'cause
Ring. I think it's the Ring 2s.
The Ring 2s, yeah.
Right, because they're catching on fire.
Yeah. Just
How about that?
hot dog. Ring the doorbell.
I mean, if you got a stone front house, it's okay. But if
big
you got
deal.
on that wood, you're screwed.
Yeah, 350,000 Ring doorbells are being recalled. So they're asking you to go ahead and open up your Ring doorbell. And you can read the serial number on the back.
Right.
And match it up and go to this report page. And,
Yeah, they actually have a page. You go, oh, mine got recalled.
Yep.
So
So
Yep.
yeah, that's kind of a
Did you
scary
read down into why it's doing it?
improper hookup.
Improper hookup. People are not using the screws that come with it. They're just using drywall screws or whatever they got.
you can't do that.
And that's what they're doing. And so apparently that is either causing too much stress, it's bending things, or it's a case
even
where
the
the heads are too
contacts
big
probably
and they're
tough.
making contact because they've made it too compact.
Well, okay,
I mean,
so the
especially
screws-
after we saw last week what the inside of an iPhone looks like. You know how
Right.
everything's so tight.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
drywall screws are beveled,
Right.
Yes.
right? They're a pan.
Right, so they're gonna
called a pan.
Yeah.
They do this,
Right.
and the screws that come with these are flat.
Right, they're flat underneath
So
as
they go
opposed to
into
a
a little
wedge.
hole
And
and stay
stop.
away from all
Right.
the important parts.
Well, what they do is they go into the hole and stop. Whereas a drywall screw and screw will and again it's hypothetical that you're using a drywall screw has a wedge, and so when it goes in, it'll actually spread this out. And that's probably the problem is people are using things with a beveled head, and so it's causing the insides to just go bad, go the wrong way.
To me, if you're going to mount it, just take some goo, some super goo, and goo it, and then go.
Just use some double-sided tape. You know, duct tape it. Just
Alien tape.
roll
Use
some duct
alien
tape.
tape.
Ring if it gets stolen and you have the Ring service, they give you another one anyway.
Yeah.
So tape. Might as well duct tape.
Might as well just roll the duct tape. Here, this is redneck technology. This is straight from the trailer park. You just roll the duct tape on itself.
Nah,
put
liquid
it
nails.
behind. Stick it
Yeah,
right there.
PL
Liquid
500. That'll never come off. Ever. You better hope to God there's a brand new case that or the new case. If you upgrade, the new
Yeah.
one fits in the old case because I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
but unfortunately, it's the old case that you have
It's
broken
never
by
gonna
screwing to the
come
wall.
ever.
Yeah.
Taking a
So
chisel, chiseling off the cake.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta
no, they
jackhammer it.
Okay, send it back to us. They get a door jam. Like, oh
Yeah,
crap.
there you go. It's all yours.
Cut the stucco out. Pull it off.
Oh my God. Okay, so speaking of old technology,
Yeah.
I loved reading this story until I got to the last sentence, and I just wanted to kick them.
right? So who remembers Radio Shack?
How do you forget Radio Shack?
I used to get everything from Radio Shack.
Man, I mean, back in the early 70s.
I built stuff that people
like,
were like, how'd
oh.
you do that? Went to Radio Shack. Oh, that's a really great
I think
place.
my brother's first metal detector was something you had to build from Radio Shack. You had to put it all together.
Yep.
You know, and just like all kinds of stuff like that way back in the early 70s. And it was the DIY shop for electronics.
It was.
When computers first came out, I mean, it was they were the leaders in computer technology because nobody bought a package back then. Nobody bought a whole computer. You bought all the components, and it was all DIY. And yet, then of course, as time went on, away they went.
Yeah, I used to go in there and you get these guys that had Coke bottle glasses like that thick. That's where the true nerd look came from.
Oh yeah.
Taped up and pocket protectors but man,
That and engineering
when they
school,
talked, you're like, yeah, you're a smart guy. Now,
You know your stuff.
the reason the reason that first they couldn't handle the online, so they couldn't fight that. Second is they stopped getting the techs that knew what they were talking about.
Right.
Yeah, you ended
mean,
up with guys selling cell phones.
Yeah, it's like, I would go in there to buy cabling and compression ends and whole 9 yards. We were buying compression ends fittings from them before compression fittings were a thing.
Yeah.
And you start getting a little guy goes that
had
would
everything.
he wouldn't know what he's talking about. And you're like,
I love going in their drawers, digging through all their.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was where you went when you go, I want to go build something I don't even know what
okay,
it
so
is.
do you remember back in the day? And here we go one more time.
Oh, here we go
Bloody
again.
trail.
Remember the Mercury Cougars that had the lights that went back
Yes.
in the 70s? Okay,
Wow.
so they were the only ones that did that, right?
Yeah.
But if you had a taillight system that had 3 lights, all you had to do is go to Radio Shack, you get a capacitor,
Yeah.
and you wire a capacitor in between each one of the connections, and your lights would go. Or, because I did it.
Or if I did it, it'd be
Well.
Yeah, mine would just get me. I'd get pulled over.
Radio Shack also made a lot of their own components.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Their own,
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the little radios and all that.
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
All that stuff was them. Their telephones.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
they used to sell stereos.
Yes, they
You
did.
used to be able to go in and get a Radio Shack stereo
Realistic.
system. Yeah,
Realistic
realistic. That was the
radio.
name.
Those
Thank
in-home
you.
Intercoms that would plug into the wall outlet, and then it would use the power line to
Yes.
transmit. I used to have those. You keep one out in the garage.
Yes.
Yep.
and it would
Yep.
detach
Just press the
garage,
button.
went in Hey, somebody bring me a cup of water. I'm dying out here.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're going to be
Yeah.
they're going to
Whole house intercom systems.
they're
I
going to
remember
be
those.
brought back online.
Yes. As what's called a zombie brand.
A zombie brand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I would prefer to think of as a legacy brand.
Yes.
Okay, myself, because I'm sorry, this is a piece of history. It's a piece of my history. It's a piece of your history.
Yep.
It's a piece of your history.
Right.
Okay, this is our history, and so let's not ridicule
No.
it.
No, because
Okay,
it's
let's
still,
respect it.
I mean, literally,
It's like sharper
how many
image on
how many
Bridgestone.
of us have gone into like Best Buy or
Yeah.
or places like that and go, well, I got this, blah, 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 and you wind up saying, this ain't no Radio Shack, because you could go to Radio Shack and get what you needed.
Yeah.
And Best Buy is like, they just held.
Soldering tool.
They're just retail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had one of
They
the
sent
best
everything out over there.
one of the best soldering tool I ever bought was from Best Buy, and it was gas powered.
Yeah.
Little propane.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I've
So
seen
you
those.
could take that thing
Yep.
and you could change the tip out whether you're doing fine or you're doing broad. That thing was freaking awesome, man. I'd go around the people and people like, "What are you doing?" I'm gonna solder real quick.
See,
And
it's
they're
like-
like,
it's like-
"Where's your?" I'm like, and you fire the thing out. It's like, you're like, "What?"
That and light cigars. Yeah, there you go.
Sharper image where you
Yeah.
used to go in. And
Oh,
you-
yes.
And then you sit down and you're always sitting in those massage chairs going,
know.
Which
"Oh, I
a
wish I
thousand
could-
other people.
I wish I
sat
could
farted in.
afford one of these one day. And
Yeah.
now when we finally reach our age where we could probably afford one. and we
Brookstone
go
is
there,
gone.
And they're gone.
And they're gone.
Yep.
Yep.
That's our lives, folks.
Yes. No, but I think the idea of thinking of these things and understanding, just because part of their business failed doesn't mean their entire business was a failure. And so to respect the things they did right, that's what's really important.
Yeah.
And Radio Shack did a lot of things right. They had a value that made them worth something, and it wasn't just a label on a name. There was, it's like, oh, it's a Radio Shack thing. It's a realistic stereo. No, that's not it. There was a whole segment that they served with regards to personal advice about technology. And let's respect that. People want that. People need it. Let's figure out a way to do it in the new age. And that's what I think they're going to try and do, is take this online and turn it into a virtual experience with your Radio Shack store to keep their overhead down. Because what killed Radio Shack was obviously all of their rents all across the country. And a lot of them were franchises. I mean, back in the 80s, I knew a guy who bankrupted a Radio Shack franchise, which the joke was, oh my God, that's not possible. It was an insult. We referred to this guy as, what was he? He was hired to run a company that his dad owned. Okay, and so we were brought in as consultants, to look over the company and tell them what was wrong with it. And the answer was nepotism. But and the thing is, his only qualification was having bankrupted a Radio Shack store.
God.
And at that time, that was an impossibility. Demand was so high. So let's give them the respect they deserve, because the last sentence in that article really ticked me off.
What was that?
It was just ugly. It was something about how, it was just an ugly snipe.
Pretty soon you'll be able to get your knockoff headphones and overpriced HDMI cables. I mean, that stuff was, most of the stuff that they had, they built.
They made it themselves.
They had it with their components, their stuff. So it was a
you were getting quality, and they were going to stand behind it.
5-year warranty on half the stuff.
Yeah, and they stand behind it.
I still have stuff that's still.
So is that overpriced if you never have to replace it?
No.
I don't know. Let's talk about iPhones for a minute. Are they overpriced because, or a MacBook Pro?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what year is that?
14.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
It's a 6-year-old MacBook Pro. Still runs like
It'll
a
be
top.
dead soon.
Yep. But the
Because
point
of
is,
you or just your abuse
No, it's
on
just
them?
they're bound to explode. I got time.
they really were the Apple. They were the Apple of the DIY electronics world in many, many ways. And so let's respect these things as legacy
man.
brands.
Hey,
Toys R
okay.
Us. Toys R Us, another one.
Circuit City.
Circuit City.
Tiger Direct.
Yeah.
Tiger Direct was the Radio Shack of computers.
Yeah.
Until
In a lot of ways.
they started selling refrigerators and microwaves.
And then CompUSA.
Anything they could get. CompUSA.
Flip to
Yep.
Tiger.
Hey, what was the one with the cows?
Oh, Gateway.
Gateway Computers. Yeah. Okay.
First 1-in-1.
Yeah.
Other than Mac.
there you go.
$1,500 computers and a cow box.
Cow
Cow
box,
box.
but it was built just for you.
It sure was.
Every single one was custom built.
Yep.
It sure was.
Yep, just around what you needed.
All right, so
What else?
Do you have smart light bulbs? We're going to get into some cool little show because we
I
only got
can't
5
have
minutes
those
in.
smart light bulbs
Why not?
because they don't work with Apple. The ones they recommend.
Well, okay, so we have them in the studio.
Yes.
We have them over there. We have several, and we like the Philips, and there's one on here that's not on here, which is really sad because it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You can change the color.
Yep.
We have one that has a flicker mode, so it looks like a
Candle.
Candle.
Nice. I need
so
two
it's
of
kind of
those.
neat, right? So so just to let you guys know, so best overall was Philips.
Yep.
Best color changing is Cree. I think that's the one that kind of won. Best tunable is Wise, right?
And what do you mean by tunable?
Tunable means you can turn the white from a white to like a 4500.
So you can go from 5,000 down to 3,700 or
and
whatever.
Make it look warm or make it
2,700.
look
Yeah,
white,
that's
which,
nice. That's
which is
nice.
kind of nice, right? And
Yes,
that's a big
very.
deal when what we do.
Yeah.
And they're flickerless.
It's a big deal in my kitchen too.
And they're flickerless.
And they're flickerless.
Which means you can use them to film.
Ooh, that is nice.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, that is
Right?
very nice.
Best Apple is Lip, so that's a mini white.
Okay.
So they have one for Apple.
All right.
For Google Assistants, they have the C again. Singfield was for the best Amazon Alexa, which I don't know what that means. But the Philips seems to be the big. Philips and Cree seem to be the best.
Yeah.
Now we got the one. We have some over in Nerdosphere that I bought for back in the production side of it, and I got those at Walmart, 2 for $19,
Yeah.
and those freaking things are perfect.
Yep.
We put
Yeah.
them in an old light fixture that we don't use anymore.
Right.
And you turn it on, and I can sit there and go, I want to, I'm back there doing the Nerdosphere stuff,
Yeah.
and I can change the color of what I want it to be.
Okay, and you
I
can
can
do that
group them.
from your
Your
iPhone.
phone. Yeah.
But do they need to have the iPhone Home app or device or anything?
Nope.
No.
No.
You can just plug straight in using their app from there. Okay, great. I will be using those. Thank you.
It's all based off Wi-Fi of the
yeah,
of the room.
Yeah, wherever they are.
Right.
No, I will
So-
be doing that. Thank you.
You're
See?
welcome. So
I'm
now we're going
sold.
to jump into Microsoft and Apple are working on an Xbox Series X controller support for the iPhones and iPads. So if you want to game on your phone,
Right.
or you want to game on your iPad
Yep.
and actually have a controller,
They already offer that now with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One controllers. You can
Ah.
play, but
is it Bluetooth?
the Xbox One, I believe, X is the Bluetooth one, and
Okay.
then PlayStation 4 is already
See?
Bluetooth. So yeah.
So for all you people that have kiddos that are on their iPhones and you're riding down a road and you want to,
That was the whole premise when they came out
Yeah.
with the games library on Apple. You know, the Apple
Yeah.
Arcade. That was the whole point, was to get the controllers to start working with the devices. Apple TV is the big one. So now you got like a little miniature console.
Right.
That,
Wow.
You know, works with the Apple TV, so you can play the game platformers with
Wow.
a controller.
Yeah.
And the last thing we're going to talk to, Coca, because I know this is not for you, but you can get the new Echo Dot, the ball, the
Okay.
2020 version. You get those like for $20 or $29.
$29.
You know, and they got one with a clock for $39, and then you can get a smart bulb, and they have these little specials. Now I use the Echo in my house.
The
I
speakers, right?
Alexa, yeah.
Okay.
And because I can tell Alexa from the room play Christmas music throughout the house or on all the other, and they all join in.
They're all
It's
playing
kinda-
different
and
songs,
it's-
but you know.
Well, no,
I'm
they're actually,
kidding.
believe it or not, they're synced very well, which is kind of amazing that I can walk out from my bedroom into my living room and it sounds like I just walked into the new zone and no skip, no nothing, and then they're synced. It's really kind of neat.
Of course, yeah.
Google has a thing. Google has the same thing now where you can have if you have. We don't do. I have the Google in the studio. We were running tests on all these, so I like Alexa better.
Yeah.
Google wants to argue with me. That's not what you said. It is
It
what I
was like
said.
me dealing with my 3D printer yesterday.
Right. Well, speaking of, so we're actually gonna do a 3D printer special one day because Adam's got one, Anthony's got one, and we just got one.
Yep.
So we're gonna start making stuff for the Nerdosphere over there.
Yeah, and we can talk about the different 3D printers and what they're going. But in the meantime, we're out of time.
We're out of time. Holy cow. Tech
I
Shamans
know.
at WeBeamTV.com. If you've got questions or you got comments, send them to us. We love them. We listen to them. That's where two of these articles we talked about today came from somebody else. So
Cool.
that was kind of, they wanted to hear about it. So there you go. Everybody have a good tech week. Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanksgiving,
Thanks Zooming, if that's what you're doing.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
We got the plans cause we are the Tech Shamans. We understand cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.